Let's take a look at normal distributions in Excel, specifically Excel 2010. Now you'll be given a mean. Let's say the mean is 70 and the standard deviation is 3. And you're asked to find the probability. Our first example, find the probability that whatever x value you're looking at is less than 68. Now we're going to have three cases. We're going to have the less than, we're going to have the greater than, and we'll have the between. So this is the easiest one actually. Less than 68, if I draw a picture, doesn't matter where we put 68, we're just trying to get a visual. So 68, and this is shaded to the left. On Excel, excuse me, equals, you do norm, and there's four functions here. There's norm dist, norm inv, norm s dist, and norm s inv. We'll come back to those bottom two, but the one we want is this one here, normal distribution. Now here it's asking us, and this is based upon the area to the left, so it's asking us the x value. Well, the x value we have here is 68, comma, our mean, which is 70, comma, our standard deviation, which is 3, comma, cumulative, you can put 1 there, or actually you can type true, and then close parentheses, and then enter. And that'll give me my probability. So probability that it's x is less than 68 is 0.2525. Like that. Okay, that's our first case. Our second case, same setup, the mean and the standard deviation are the same. We're looking at the probability that x is greater than 75. Well, here's 75. Greater than would be shaded to the right. Now, unfortunately, Excel is based upon the area to the left. So we have to do 1 minus, and then 75 shaded to the left. Now, 1 is everything. So if the entire graph is shaded, and we cross off the area to the left, that'll leave us the area to the right. So when we put this into Excel, we're going to have to do 1 minus, and then that. So this will be equals 1 minus norm dist, and then 75, comma, our mean, which is 70, our comma, our standard deviation, which is 3, and then true for cumulative. And that'll give us 0.0478 as our answer. Now, it's always the same. Whenever you have a greater than case, it's always 1 minus and then the area to the left, like that. So there's no doubt if you're wondering if the numbers are different and so forth. Well, let's take a look at a between. So it's between 60 and 70. Well, if I draw that picture, here's 60 and here's 70. We're shading like that. Well, Excel's based upon the area to the left, so we have to rewrite this. We'll do all the area to the left of 70 minus all the area to the left of 60. Like that. Because if I thought of it, here's 60, here's 70. This first part is all of the area to the left of it, which would look like that right there. Well, if I want the area in the middle between 60 and 70, if I cross off, erase this, that's what I'm doing here, erasing the area to the left of 60. See how we're left with the middle? So it's always this way. So when you got the between case, you always do the one on the right here, and that like that, and then the one on the left goes here, and then like this. So let's go enter these in. So this first one will be equals norm dist, and we got 70, our mean, which is 70, comma 3, comma true, close parentheses, minus norm dist, and this next one is 60, comma 70, comma 3, comma true, close parentheses, enter, and that'll give us our answer. So 0.49957, and rounded to four decimal places, we got this becomes 6, so 0.4996. Now to summarize that, saved it somewhere. There it is. There it is. Normal probabilities. If you got x is less than a value, you do equals norm.dist, and then your value, and then your mean, your standard deviation, true. If it's greater than a, you always do 1 minus norm dist, and then a, and then all of your parameters. And if it's between two values, then our rightmost one, the b, goes first, like that, and then our left value here goes second. You'll know if you screw those up. You'll get a negative probability if you flip those around. So then you just flip it back around the other way. Now that's to find a probability. And let me start a new page on that. And let's take a look at finding the value. Let's say we want to find the values, and let's say mean is still, what did I say, 70, and I forget what I had for standard deviation. Let's say 3. And we're trying to find the value that separates the top 10% from the rest. Well, that means we got 10% here, and if we got 10% there, then we have to have 90% here, because they have to add up to 100%. We're trying to find this value here, so we always look at the area to the left. The area to the left of this is 0.90. So we're going to use norm.inv. And then begin in parentheses, and then our probability. Probability is the area to the left, which is 0.90, comma our mean, comma our standard deviation. Enter. And this value right here would be 73.84, or however many decimal places we want to round it to. Now, if you're given a problem where you're asking the value to separate the middle 95% from the rest, so we got 95% in the middle. You split 5% into your tails, so each one's going to have 2.5%, or in decimal form, 0.025, because it all has to add up to 100%. And we're going to have our first value here, and we'll have our second value. Well, I'll do the setup on these, and then I'll finish it in the calculator. This is equals norm.inv, the area to the left, which would be the 0.025, and then our mean, which, actually I'll go ahead and write them all out. I have room. Mean is 70, comma, and then our standard deviation, which is 3. This one will be equals norm inv, the area to the left. Well, this is the line we're looking at. The area to the left of this one is going to be the 0.025 plus the 0.95. So that'll be 0.975. And then your 70, and then your 3. So let's see what that gives us. Equals norm INV 0.025 70 comma 3, and this one will be norm INV 0.975, and then our mean, which is 70, and then our standard deviation, which is 3. So this one would be 64 point, I'll round to 2 decimal places, 12. And this one would be 75.88. And those would be our two values. That would be the value that separates the middle 95% from the rest. So again, norm I and V is based upon the area to the left. So you have to draw your picture and then go from there. Now the last thing I want to mention, if it says that it's standard normal, what they're saying by standard normal is they're saying your mean is 0 and your standard deviation is 1. So your mean is 0 and your standard deviation is 1. Now you could type those in the same functions that we just looked at, or you'll notice equals norm dot, and notice how there's an s dot inv and a norm s dot dist. If I choose norm s dot dist, all it's looking for is the area to the left, or not, wait a minute, sorry, the x value. So it'll be this, my 30 and then true. You don't have to put the mean and standard deviation in there. You just put those two parameters. Now the other one, the norm I and V, it's looking just for the area to the left. And that's it. So basically the same functions, except for you don't have to worry about the mean and standard deviation because it's assumed to be 0 and 1 if you choose the one with the s in the middle. And that's your basic normal distributions using in Excel 2010.